Okay, it's day 2. I've done a lot of thinking, and I think I have a good basic game plan. I've gotten some support already, and I haven't really publicized this project, so that's really cool. And I've had some suggestions like I should go vegetarian or do this really specialized exercise or detox, stuff like that, and that's really the opposite of what I'm going for here, because I'm not going to do any of that for the rest of my life. I'm looking for doable, permanent things. And I'm not interested in going vegan or vegetarian. I love meat. I love the foods that I eat. I love cooking. So that's just not a realistic expectation. That's like telling an F1 driver to go buy a Prius. You just can't do those huge steps. Maybe I will in the future. I have no idea. But right now, not even remotely in my mind. And I think for most of you that are overweight, you're the same way. You're not just going to all of a sudden give up meat. It's just not going to happen. It's a great notion. Absolutely no problem with the idea. I wish I absolutely loved vegetables and could do that. I mean, that would be really good for my body, but I can't. In my mind, I can't. Or I should say I won't. That's more accurate. So anyway, I've got a game plan. I think I can do at least what I have in mind because they're reasonable steps. Number one, get rid of the really bad stuff. Okay, I can do that. Took a look through everything, and like the ice cream, okay, that went right in the sink, gone. No problem there. I recognize that. Horrible. Will not buy anymore. Will not make anymore. That was homemade. Okay, I can do that. The food I've got, I can't just stop eating it overnight because it's not going to last. I probably go a week and really miss it. That's a crash diet. Not what I'm going to do. But I can, number one, change the times I'm eating. I'm resetting my schedule. I'm going more towards a normal day shift. This morning I was up at 6 o'clock. So I'm kind of shifting, and I'm not going to be eating after 10 at night. That's just my arbitrary time I'm setting right now. I can do that. That's turning my eating schedule back a few hours right now. That may change later. Maybe it'll become 8 o'clock later in. I don't know, but I can do that. I recognize that eating so close to going to sleep, bad. Okay, I can change that. That's not a huge deal to do, but I think it'll make a difference. The other thing, I'm cutting my portions back. I, again, fully recognize that I'm eating way too much. Just thinking about the size of the meals I'm eating, way too big. All right, I'm not going down to the tiny little suggested portions, but I can cut everything in half. I can reasonably cut everything in half right now. Eat the same stuff for the most part, and see what happens. I think that's a good first step. The last thing, exercise. All right. My main thing with exercise, it's not that I don't like to do it, it's that I get bored doing it. I have to have variety in my scenery or something to do, something to occupy my mind. I've had gym memberships. I've gone there and I've sat on the treadmill, swam laps, done the machines. It's boring. After a week or two, it's like, I don't even want to go. It's just boring. When I was a kid, I was a lot more active. And my big thing was cycling. And I did 50, 100-mile races, no sweat. My daily routine, which I would do at least 3 or 4 times a week, sometimes more, was a 26-mile bike ride, just for fun. And that was cool because the scenery is always changing. Now, I don't have a bike anymore. It's been years and years and years since I did that, so I'm not thinking about doing that right now. But I can walk, I can jog. And I found a really cool park just a few miles down the road. I actually found it recently scoping out a photo shoot. And they've got miles and miles of trails. There's actually a couple parks. There's one I haven't checked out yet with even more trails. And they do have a really cool biking trail. So if in the future I want to do that, that's an option. But anyway, they've got about 4.5 miles of wood trails. And I've walked it. I walked all of them before carrying my gear. And I thought I would be like dead coming out of it. Took me at least a couple hours because I was stopping and looking at everything too. But I did it, no problem, so I know I can do it. And I don't have to be carrying 25 pounds of gear every time. So I'm going to go do that this morning. I'm going to go hit the trails. I'll use my phone GPS, see how long it actually is. The MARC trail says it's 4 miles, but I know it was about a half mile to get from the parking lot to the start of the trailhead and then back to the car from the end. So, it'll be a good distance. And if I feel like jogging, I'll jog. I'm not a runner. I don't know anything about it, but I know when I can pick up the pace a little bit. So I'm going to try that. That'll be my routine for, I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to cut back on what I'm eating. I'm going to change the times. I got rid of the really bad stuff, and I'm going to start some regular exercise. Whether or not I'm going to go to the park every day, I don't know. Might just hit the neighborhood. We'll see. But this morning I've got a client meeting in about 2.5 hours. So I'm going to get going, hit the park, and I should be done with that before I have to, clean up and go to the meeting. So let's do a check-in. I'm just going to do pictures. I think that'll be the easiest thing for me to track anyway. And, maybe in the future I'll be able to put together a little time lapse of the photos, and we'll see what kind of changes we get. And I'll do a weigh-in, and then I'll see you at the park. All right, day 2 weigh-in. Let's see what we got. Shouldn't be any different. Maybe a little bit. All right, down to, we'll call it 270, 269 and a half on day 2. Now this is in the morning, and this is the only change I made between yesterday and today is just eating a little less after I made the video and not eating late at night. Alright, it's about 5 to 8 and I'm about to start my walk. I'm here in the parking lot. I downloaded a cool little app that'll track my progress on GPS, and we'll see how far I get. So this is what I'm doing. Bottom left corner is the parking lot. That's where I just came from. Obviously I'm at the You Are Here Now. I'm a little out of breath because I've been doing a mix of jogging and walking, and wow, am I out of shape. So anyway, the big outer loop is 4 miles. So that's what we're going to tackle. Alright, something I didn't think about. It's a little chilly. It's like 49 degrees this morning. We're supposed to get this big cold front in tomorrow. And my hands are going numb. Whew. Remember to bring gloves next time. I like these trails back here. They actually remind me a bit of northern Michigan. Got the nice pine trees. A lot of people don't know that pine trees are the predominant native tree in Florida. Not palms and stuff. Those were imported. So we've got a lot of trails here covered in pine needles, which is good because underneath it is all soft, loamy sand. Florida's a big limestone shelf, and it's all sand. You go a couple inches down, that's all you got. So it's like one big beach. And when there isn't sections here with the needles, it's tough to walk through. Like I said, I'm a wedding photographer, and when we work on the beach, anybody that knows what that's like, it's a struggle to walk through sometimes. You take a step forward and you take a half step back because of shifts. This is horrible. Oh, I'm doing like 60 seconds of a light jog and then a few minutes of walking to cool down. Oh man, I'm feeling it in the tops of my feet. The shoes are fine, they're new, they fit fine, but just using the muscles, and I feel like I'm wearing a weight vest or something. When I'm jogging, every step, everything just slams down, even on my arms. Really out of shape. Whew. Just past the mile mark. Got a little message from my walk tracker. Came in at just under 17 minutes. Guess that's not bad for me. It's horrible for somebody in shape. Whew. I don't know if I can do the 4 miles with this jogging thrown in. Like I said, it wasn't a problem just walking. But I might have to do the 2.5, 3 mile lap with this jogging thrown in. Just can't catch my breath. Feel it in my knees too. Not like injury, but I feel them. That's not supposed to happen. Whew. Anyway, I don't want to push myself so hard over the limit that I don't want to do it again. I got to find the happy medium between just walking where it doesn't really do much and doing too much where I don't come back. Whew, see, this is the stuff I was talking about. This is the bitch to walk through. All loamy sand. Now down this way, this continues on the 4-mile loop. This is a cutoff through the middle of the trails to the other side. This is what I'm going to do. This will take me to somewhere between 2 and 2 1/4 at the end. And that's going to be good enough for me for today. Why is it when you're going home, or in this case going back to the car, even though things are exactly the same, it seems better? I'm just as tired as I was 5 minutes ago when I hit the cutoff and hit my halfway point. Now I'm going back around the other side and I'm coming back towards the parking lot. I don't know, it just seems not easier, but happier. It's like coming home from a vacation. You're driving the same distance, but it seems shorter. I just hit the 2-mile mark and did a little bit more, just a little bit more jogging in the 2nd mile there. Got my overall pace at 16 minutes, 32 seconds. Whew. Another thing I didn't think of, being the first person through here in the morning, it's like walking through a fun house. I've gone through like 10 huge spider webs. Luckily, I'm not too scared of spiders. Much. Okay, I am. Okay, done with today's workout. I'm back at the parking lot. That middle course was a little longer than I thought. Ended up at 3.1 miles at 51 minutes. The pace on that last mile slowed up a bit, just under 17 minutes, because I didn't do any jogging. At the end there, it was, my knees were feeling it, my back was feeling it, and even at the fast pace walk, my heart rate was well above 110. So I was getting something out of it. But hopefully this gets easier and improves pretty quickly, because that was tough. My feet are tingling, my legs are getting kind of jello-y, just, you know, way out of shape. So I'm tired, gotta go home, clean up, start my day with some meetings. And I'll do a weigh-in just for kicks, you know, see if that did anything. I don't know if it'll do anything immediate or not. Anyway, the rest of the day, like I said, I'm just gonna watch how much I eat, not eat anything obviously horrible, and not eat late. Those will be my first steps for the time being. We'll see you tomorrow on day 3. Okay, I'm home. Oh, I hurt. I'm going to feel this tomorrow. I hurt just getting out of the car. Let's see if I lost anything. Yeah, not really. Maybe half a pound. All right, see you tomorrow.